closer, with just 1/10 of a second separating the current champion Hergen Fecken and the previous rally winner Konrad Rotenbach at the top of the leaderboard. There's a 24-second gap to Gemmel, who leads the rest of the charging pack. Join us after the break for more Sasol Rally in the beautiful forests of Mpumalanga. Hergen Fecken and Konrad Rotenbach were able to master the mist and are now involved in a fierce fight with each other, around 24 seconds ahead of the chasing pack. Rotenbach made the first move, but 2 consecutive stage wins see Hergen Fecken in the most slender of leads.
It's really tough, the conditions. You can't see, so you can't really commit, and then every now and again there's mud as well. It's slippery, so it could catch you out. It is extremely difficult.
Rotenbach is only a 10th of a second back and chasing his second consecutive victory.
Yeah, no, it's really difficult, especially that last stage. It just got worse and worse because the first car has got good grip and then it just gets worse and worse. So yeah, it's really difficult, but yeah, we're there.
Castrol Toyota is on the back foot. Marc Prunier has a lot of catching up to do after losing time due to a broken power steering.
We ran out of the power steering, but I think it was just something fundamental that just went wrong. I mean, it's not normal. It's the first time we've had this.
But back to the action with stages 4 and 5. Grootfontein is a tough 21-kilometre test of driving skills near Pilgrim's Rest. It's a stage that leaves absolutely no margin for error. Not that rally stages often do. And it will immediately be followed by stage 5 on extremely slippery roads on the outskirts of Sabi.
With so many cars and talented drivers in the top S2000 class, a top 10 on any stage, let alone a rally, is nowadays a special achievement. Jaco van Dijk and Des de Fortier were holding on to 10th after stage 4, but the unsponsored Volkswagen Polo simply refused to start before stage 5. The problem was traced to the electrics, and the Namibian was forced to retire. This allowed the Pertic Toyota Auris of Visser du Plessis and Gerard Snyman to move up a position after stage 4, but du Plessis too was about to hit trouble. The dreaded gearbox input shaft failed again, leaving du Plessis stranded in stage 5. Mohamed Musa and Grant Martin were elevated into the top 10 in their Total Evolution Toyota Run-X. It's only Musa's second event in the top S2000 class, and all part of a steep learning curve. Total Evolution teammates Fernando Rueda and Dave Lefkowitz were not taking any chances and drove conservatively to finish both stages 4 and 5 in 9th position.
Yeah, that was a wonderful stage, beautiful. Well, that's what rally is about, you know. Beautiful roads, you can get into a great rhythm, fantastic.
JP Damso and Kellen Swan in another Total Evolution Toyota Run-X looked safe in 8th with a comfortable minute gap over Rueda, but Damso now had 7th position in his sights. That 7th belonged to the remaining Pertic Toyota Auris of Hein Latergan and Johan van der Merwe, who were too cautious in their approach. He was still 17 seconds ahead of Damso, but not satisfied with his progress so far. Japie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton were satisfied with their 6th position after the opening round of stages in their New Africa Developments Toyota Auris. Van Niekerk was well aware that the finish was still a long way away and was making good progress in the tough stage 4.
Okay, let me quickly just stop.
We did all the corners nice, you know, we had the right speed, judged it perfectly. And then this corner came up, Robin called the left 6. I drove it like a left 6, but it ended like a left 9 and we had a serious crash.
The power steering in the Castrol Toyota Auris of Marc Prunier and Robert Paisley was repaired during service, but since the Toyota team was unable to complete the repairs in the allowed time, Prunier incurred a 30-second penalty, dropping him down to 6th position overall. It was going from bad to worse for Castrol Toyota. Johnny Gemmel was now setting competitive stage times, but a mistake by Stanley navigator Phil Archinall saw them clock in late at a control point, earning them a 20-second time penalty and dropping them from 3rd to 5th on the overall standings. Jan Habig and Ralph Pitchford were definitely not complaining and inherited 4th position as a result of Gemmel's penalty. But the multiple champion wasn't done yet and set the second fastest time of all on stage 5 to consolidate his 4th position in the BP Ultimate Polo. Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson have won the Sasol Rally many times. Experience would have told the Capetonian that he could not afford for the leading dude to get further away, so Keane put pedal to the metal and won stage 5 by more than 3 seconds. But the BP Ultimate Polo lost a number of seconds on the slippery stage 5.
300.
All eyes were on what was becoming a 2-horse race between the BP Ultimate Polo of Hergen Fekken and the Ford Fiesta of Conrad Rautenbach.
The right 6 opens.
Fekken's lead was a slender 1/10 of a second going into stage 4, but the champions decided that this was the stage to make their move. When we compare the two leaders as they approach the flying finish, we can see how Fekken records a time of 13 minutes and 14.1 seconds. Rautenbach is much slower than his rival and crosses the line a full 7.6 seconds later. Fekken extends his lead to 7.7 seconds. Stage 5, however, was a totally different story. While Fekken was slipping and sliding in an effort to cover the short 8 kilometers in the shortest possible time, it was Rautenbach who pulled out all the stops and went on the attack. Fekken only managed a time of 5 minutes and 54 seconds, which was good enough for 4th. But the Ford of Rautenbach demonstrated far better traction on the slippery surface. Rautenbach utilized it to the full and beat Fekken by a massive 15.1 seconds. What was a 7.2 deficit just 8 kilometers ago turned into a 7.4 second lead, and the Ford was back on top.
Rautenbach rockets back into the lead of the Sasol Rally, now by 7.4 seconds from main rival Fekken. The Volkswagens of Kuhn and Habich both gain a position thanks to Gemmel's penalty that plummets him down from 3rd to 5th. Van Niekerk's name disappears, while Mohamed Musa rounds off the top 10. Stage 5 completes the day's gravel racing. At the service park on the outskirts of Sabi, it was time to reflect back at an eventful morning's racing. Johnny Gemmel had a 20-second penalty over his head, but was still optimistic.
So I think we're 3rd or 4th, so it's still good for tomorrow.
But how did Rautenbach manage to turn the tables in such a short stage?
We lost a bit of time on the stage before. I don't know why it felt quite good, and I was a little bit pissed off. So we tried quite hard in there, and it seemed to work. But it was I had one scary moment. It was really slippery. But yeah, back into lead, but it's still very close.
Hergen Fekken knew that he was now in a battle for Sasol Rally glory.
Now and again we're leading, now and again he's leading, so it's going to be a tough battle.
Behind this string of S2000 cars, battles were raging all the way down the field for individual class honours. In Class A7, accomplished circuit racing driver and brother of Mark Cronje, Gavin Cronje, and navigator Van Aert Schoeman jumped out of the blocks and straight into the Class A7 lead. It was an impressive performance in only his 3rd rally, but it ended soon after when their seasons in Africa Polo rolled out of the rally on stage 2. Former Northern Regions champions Michael Otto and Tommy de Tooy were happy to occupy 2nd in Class A7 in their aging Johns Way Auto Doctor Toyota Corolla, but they had no answer for the speed of Guga Zulu and Sean Visser. The BP Ultimate Polo completed day 1 with a more than 2-minute Class A7 lead. Class N4 was a battle between the 4-wheel drive Subaru Imprezas of Chart Coetzee and Johan Oukamp and the similar car of Nelspruit brothers Lewis and Donnie Stassen. Both of these teams have been out of action for a while, so the Midas version of Coetzee found the going tough and completed the day 2nd in class, some distance behind the top-tier Motors Subaru of the Stassen brothers. Class A6 is the scene for yet another circuit racer to make his mark in the sport of special stage rallying. Leroy Polter and Henry Deerlove were impressive behind the wheel of their Randburg Raceway Ferrodo Toyota Runnix and ended the day almost 40 seconds clear of nearest rivals Chart Conradi and Tian Raber's Silverton Engineering Toyota Auris. The Total Evolution Toyota Runnix of former class champion Craig Trott and Robbie Coetzee were 3rd, but more than 3 minutes back. Class A5 is a place where the talents of the future are developed, but the pace inside the 1400 and 1300 City Golfs and Yaris's is already hot. 17-year-old Capetonian Ashley Hake-Smith recently became the youngest winner ever of a class on a national rally when he won in Cape Town. Here at the Sasol, the Team React Toyota Yaris of Hake-Smith and Orphy were involved in a huge battle with a similar Lambert steel machine of Chad Lambert and Nick Prinsloo. Lambert got the better of the youngster, but only by 3 seconds. Their fight, however, was only for second, as former Class A5 champion Andre Kleinwerk and Tess Naidu were once again in front in their BP Ultimate City Golf. Kleinwerk's lead was more than 2 minutes. Class N3 for near-standard production cars turned into a battle between the similar Toyota Runnexes of Megan and Oliver Verlaag and Abdul Rahman Amle and Garth Rich. Verlaag completed the day well ahead of Amle, with the Ford Fiesta of Robson Maganesi and Pierre Jordan completing the Class N3 field.
Gravel racing for the day was a thing of the past, but the Sasol Rally is all about the spectacle. The traditional Sasol Sabi Town Twister stage on the streets of Sabi is a favourite for the large crowds and an opportunity for them to get up close and personal with their heroes.
Rallies are more often lost than won on short spectator stages like these. Sidewalks and pavements are too close for comfort and can easily rip a wheel off or damage the suspension. So there's more to lose than to gain. But Ergen Fekken and Pierre Arries had other plans. Fekken had a 7-second deficit to the Ford Fiesta of Conrad Rotenbach to make up, and started well by shrinking the gap by nearly 3 full seconds on the streets of Sabi. Stage 7 was a similar type tar stage in the heart of White River, and again Fekken managed to eat into Rotenbach's lead, this time only by 1.2 seconds. Fekken and Rotenbach were fighting for precious seconds at the top of the leaderboard, but it was the casual Toyotas of Johnny Gemmell and Phil Archinal and Mark Renier and Robert Paisley who set the equal fastest times in Sabi, while Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson claimed another stage win by going fastest on the streets of White River. But the time differences were marginal and had little impact on the overall leaderboard.
It's day 2 and the spectacle of the Sasol Rally continues on stage 8, where the rally crews will have to battle it out with each other on the streets of Nelspruit. It's a super special stage.